Party all night is the best of the best, best friend weekend. We can party all night is the best of the best, best friend weekend. We can party all night. Shout out the whole podcast crew. Everybody already know what it do. When you really gotta kill it, ain't nobody gonna feel it. When you really gotta tell them it's my crew, it's best friend weekend. We can party all night. We got Ross moving, Lowe's, Rumble, Aldo, Nice is the uncle.
You know, as being black, the good tend to have to suffer for the bad. You know, us civilized, tax-paying black folk, sometimes gotta take a bad rap for some of our brother and sisters that's not quite doing, the best. And with this thought, this brings me to my next point. Hey, bruh, I got a lot of people that I know, not a lot, but a handful of, homeless cats I know, that are cats that's not doing the best. And when I see them, it's all love and it's up. If I got it, they got it. Shout out to my grandma. But I'm kind of pissed off, bruh. I just blessed the dude. I asked him if he was hungry, 'cause I ain't had no cash on me just now. So I caught myself walking across the street to the goddamn Wendy's, blessing him with 2 fire burgers, large fry, large drink. And then I come out to give it to old boy, he fucking ghosts. Bomb drove. So some of my comrades might have to, be on ice with the gift given from the boy for a minute, man. The good might have to suffer, bruh.
I said, whoa, welcome to the Best Friend Weekend Podcast. It's your man, Aldo Nice.
It's your boy, Raj Smooth.
Wow, it's your boy Los, a.k.a. CAP.
I mean, Rumble making sense, but I always kind of have been a huge, what's the right word? I'm not going to say opponent, but I'm weary of trying to bring somebody some food. Just because them boys homeless don't necessarily mean them boys eat onions. Or pickles.
Oh, well, I feel like beggars can't be choosers where I'm from.
That's how I feel.
But who said anywhere in Rumble's story?
He didn't tell the man
who was begging.
He didn't say he asked him.
I'll tell you this:
Rumble didn't ask him for that. That man did not ask Rumble for no burgers.
Yeah.
No. Oh, yeah. He did. He didn't say that. Maybe the dude did ask Rumble for a burger. He didn't say it if he did or not. But I'm gonna tell you, I don't know. Have you ever been really hungry? So usually whenever I eat a burger, let's just say, let's keep it at burgers.
I've never been really hungry.
I stopped where I was going. So like, I want to start from the beginning. So like, I usually like a cheeseburger with, meat, cheese, and then I like ketchup and maybe one other thing. But whenever I'm really hungry, I get everything on it. Like, so I feel like if I'm gonna bring a burger to somebody that's quote unquote homeless or hungry, putting everything on it because I assume they hungry and they want like lettuce and tomatoes and pickles and onions that's only more food. So
I don't know
that's my logic.
I've been really hungry before. If I have my choice, I'm gonna get what I like on my burger. I'm just not gonna get a burger with everything on it just because I'm really hungry. Like I don't eat cheese in my hamburger. I don't like the
something's wrong with
cheese
you.
like that. Maybe so, but I don't really do cheese like that, bro. I got asthma, so I just make sure if I'm really hungry, I just get what I want on my burger, and I'd be mad if it come on there.
If you got sardines, if you brought him a sardines pizza, would your logic be you're really hungry, so you should eat that sardines pizza, even if you don't eat sardines?
Most definitely. Unless you got like some sort of sardine
where does that
allergy.
line stop at? Like, what if somebody said, I got ass on the pizza? Cutting, it's an ass pizza.
I should eat your ass because
It got pork butt.
Eat my ass real quick.
A pork butt pizza? What type of ass? Like a human ass? Then that's human food. You don't need to be feeding people human.
A Boston rump. What do they call it? A rump roast.
Yeah, rump roast.
Rump roast. You better eat that rump roast.
I mean, but since ash is considered groceries now.
They only got one thing that one thing I could understand if I bring a homeless person something. If I'm like, hey, look, I got this plate of corn pudding for you. I need you to eat that. Like, I could see him saying, nah, I ain't eating that corn pudding.
Nah, he'll eat that corn pudding, boy.
He's not eating corn pudding.
You crazy on slaughter that corn pudding. But look, normally, sometime on Toot went well when it was 99 cents. When they had 2 people for 99 cents, I used to, if I go get some, I used to get like 3 of them. And then right around where I stayed, be homeless people everywhere. And then I asked them, "Hey man, y'all hungry?" And I'll just give them a couple of them, So you ask people, "Are you hungry?" I'm not gonna buy you no food, and I didn't ask you, "Was you hungry?" And I tell you, I'm coming right back.
I mean, we've talked about this on the podcast about how it might be a good idea to just ride around with water in the back of your car to give people water. I just think you're stepping on toes when you start talking about food. I'm not necessarily a finicky eater, but I'm a picky eater.
Mhm.
And I know if somebody roll up on me with a big hamburger, like you just said, with all the fixings, I don't want it, cuz. I don't want
Well,
it.
if you haven't eaten all day,
But if you're
that's my
hungry,
point. Yes, my point is y'all are making that assumption that because that man homeless that he hungry.
no,
Like,
I
don't
didn't make
think
that
those
assumption.
things are- I think
Rumble
those
made
things
that
could be
assumption.
mutually exclusive. I think that man could have
Rumble-
ate.
good.
Like somebody might have gave him some food earlier. And why y'all want to get that man them black killer companies? Why y'all giving him fast food anyway?
You gonna go to Saladas?
I give him a loaf of bread.
That's just as bad.
A loaf of bread.
That's just wheat.
That's not as bad as to go and get some processed food from McDonald's.
No, when is on the
So you
window
don't
it
eat
says
processed
100%
food from
beef.
McDonald's? Is what you're saying?
I'm just saying that if you're giving these homeless, y'all just want to give them anything, huh? Y'all just gonna give them
We wanna-
the scraps.
If you want to talk about what would make me mad as a homeless person, if somebody brought me a loaf of bread, of flavorless bread,
Dro,
I
with
would
no
be
meat?
very upset with you.
Couldn't I just, you could bring them some peanut butter too? Or like a...
Okay, well, yeah, bring me something else, but you said a loaf of bread,
Yeah.
and that's it.
But
You're right.
if you bring me peanut butter, you gotta give me a knife.
No, I'm
I
not
need
giving you a
something to
knife.
spread it with.
I'm really
Nah,
not
you
giving
could you
a
could
knife.
I need
spread
something
peanut
to
butter
spread
with
it
your
Nah,
with.
finger.
you being a little,
I
you being
need
a little
something to
picky
spread it
as a
with.
homeless person.
Well, I'm
if you
gonna
need a
spread it
knife, you gonna stick that bread in the peanut
And
butter.
eat it like a cracker?
Yeah.
Nah, man, I don't want that shit.
And then what I'm gonna drink though? You better have that water in the back.
Oh,
With peanut
I'm
butter and
setting you up
bread.
for failure.
Nigga,
Peanut butter and
it's
bread.
like,
You
it's
can
like
be
giving
clucking.
nigga.
A
It's like
box of Popeye
Yeah,
biscuits. I know where you was going with.
Give him a 12-piece biscuit from Popeye, no drink.
Yeah. Homeless ass.
Buku honey.
Now eat that.
Here you go. Bless you, my brother.
May peace be upon
We
you.
watch out for the black man over here.
I don't know. I just think that you can't necessarily put that on the homeless person. Like if he walked away from Rumble and just was like, man, what this dude doing? Oh, he going, man, I don't want nothing to eat.
You know, he
Wendy's."
probably went to his Benz and drove off. Like, nigga, I
I
ain't
mean,
hungry.
you know, the stereotypes are real, but
$2 a light.
I mean, you hitting them with them stereotype action. I don't know. I just think that it's just thinking you know what somebody want to eat is dangerous.
$5 a minute.
That's all I'm saying.
I think the moral of the story is we, because that man said his comrades, that's us, are gonna suffer. So Rumble is not gonna be able to lend a
he
helping
says
hand to
homeless
anyone.
comrades.
Yeah, I didn't know Rumble had like homeless friends. I know a dude with
I didn't know that
homeless friends.
either.
Shout out.
I
This
let
podcast
that
is
pass
brought
over
to you
me.
by P of P and Larry. P got homeless friends that he be driving around with in his car and posting on Instagram.
They sleep in the car?
I don't know. P's weird.
Wow. Do you have homeless friends?
I don't have homeless friends.
Raj, you got homeless friends?
I don't have any homeless, like, I guess comrades, but it's kind of crazy. I was looking on Facebook one day and I saw this dude I went to college with. Tell me how crazy this is. Dude I went to college with, and then I saw one of his posts and just, lately my I don't see that because all I see is the Thomas family on my stuff. But anyway, now, so I saw a post from this dude and it was like, hey, I just want to let y'all know I'm homeless. I mean, he had Facebook, but anyway, he's like, hey, I want to let y'all know I'm homeless.
You're not really
I
homeless.
live in Inglewood, Colorado now, blah, 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 blah. And it's a dude I
Shut
kicked
up.
it with on camp, I swear.
Like
And I
he
was
lives
like-
in your little, like close
He
to
lives
you.
in my very small part of, my very small
Denver
part of Colorado.
metropolitan area.
He stayed
Yes.
He stayed downstairs.
And I live in Inglewood, Colorado now. If anybody can lend me a helping hand on like GoFundMe or Venmo or something, I really would appreciate it.
What?
And I scrolled past it. I said, damn, that boy in Inglewood, I hope I don't bump into him. That's a shame, but that's really what I said to myself.
Did people listening out there? Did you expect that story to end any differently than what it just ended? Like, was Raj gonna say anything besides that?
So Raj, you saying the boy hit you wouldn't give him like 25 even on payday?
Absolutely not.
Like 25 just to give him like a little
25
No,
cents?
like
no,
like
$25.
you see my standards. Like I don't know due circumstance, but like I know that Inglewood and Denver itself are very expensive places to live. You don't need to be here. Like you need to go somewhere else if you can't afford to live here. Like, and there's much cheaper places to live. So he was from back home. He was from somewhere around in Louisiana.
He said he
Go be
homeless,
homeless
though.
in Louisiana. Go
said
be
he
homeless in
homeless.
Louisiana.
It's probably smarter to be homeless in a place where people got money at.
Duh,
Right?
you don't go to the hood and be homeless. Who panhandle? Well, they do panhandle in the hood, but
you get to like all of the pawn shops got better stuff.
yeah,
Everything.
Who would want to be homeless in the damn Calio projects?
So y'all are pushing this off as if his homelessness was a choice, and I'll humor you. That's even more reason for me not to support
it's
his
like
homelessness.
slavery.
Where
Slavery
would you rather be
was a
slave
choice,
at?
and homelessness is a choice.
No. So hey, look here. Can I get transferred to New York and be a slave up there, or be a slave in Mississippi?
I'm just saying. It probably ain't all that bad to be homeless in Inglewood unless it's real cold, like minus 20.
It is
today.
very
I guess
cold.
It is cold.
But if it's minus 20 today, it'd be.
Then go be
80
homeless in
tomorrow.
Miami.
I mean, I tell you, if he was, so I think if I'm thinking about it right, the time period was probably in the summer when I saw it, and it's not a bad place to be in. It's not a bad place to be homeless in the summer. Like I could see myself if I was very just like if I had to be homeless somewhere, I don't think I would want to be homeless in Louisiana in the summer. I'd rather be homeless in Colorado in the summer, for sure.
Well, I think he probably get a lot of free weed too.
I was just talking about
Like you know how people be like, "Hey man, I'm about to go back to Kansas right now. I got to get back home, and I can't bring this on the plane."
Yeah.
So,
but it'd be fucked up.
Even
to
more
be that
reason for me
high
not to support his homelessness.
and be really.
All of these things came up.
all of these things came to mind.
Yeah, it's like, okay, dude probably in Colorado because he wanted to smoke weed, couldn't afford it, fell on, tried some opioid. I don't know what happened, but whatever, he's homeless now.
Damn, Roger.
And I'm like,
He a dope head now?
I mean, it's just stories old as time. Like that's just what I think happens to people that are homeless. I think that they get addicted to something or they fall on hard times. I did give them that. I give them that
they
out.
probably, or maybe get addicted to something, but more than likely they just don't have a strong family support system or people ready to bail them out.
Or they staying with somebody, bro.
They're not really homeless.
Yeah. You could be homeless if you're living on your couch or somebody's couch.
Cause that man can move
You
to
really don't have a home.
that man can
That's
move
possible.
to back Manila
That's
and be
homeless.
straight. Like
Huh?
that man can move to the projects and be good. Live off Section 8 and you ain't homeless no more. For
You gotta have
$6 a
children that
month.
live out Section 8. They don't give men Section 8, boy.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, they do.
You know a man on Section 8?
Yeah, I did. Like
Single man,
my
no
partner.
kids.
A former partner of mine. This podcast is brought to you by him. He was living in this small outskirt of a college town, and I went to his crib one time, and he told me the rent was $2 a month because he was on like government housing.
He finessed
Real
them people.
spill.
Yeah, so it's a thing. He was in college too, and he was on
Finesse.
government housing for.
It was in Louisiana. Huh?
Yeah, it was in Louisiana. So, I mean, it's a bunch of things. Man, look, that don't burn my boudin, but I'm going to tell y'all about some things that do burn my boudin for, to start February off. So, you just talked about your boy, and you say he on social media, and homeless people on social media. I think it's funny when, like, the people who bother me, a class of people who bother me, are people who say, I'm not really on social media like that. I feel like this is a twofold thing that burns my boudin. One is the people who just say, man, I'm not even on social media like that. But they're on things like Nextdoor app or the Ring doorbell app or some community, like even a email group for something else, like, or Let me give you some other examples of where I'm going with this. Like GroupMe, not even GroupMe, that's not a good example. But just they might be on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
Their idea is that I'm not on social media because I'm not on
The top three.
Facebook or Twitter or Instagram.
Yeah.
If I'm not on them three, then I can say, man, I'm not even on social media like that. But then they operate on those other services as though it's like
Social media. Yeah.
That bothers me. That burns my boudin.
I don't know nobody like that.
Yeah, I'd like to say, I wish I could say that I'm not on social media, but like, what else am I doing? You know, like what else? What are you doing with your free time? Like I'm to check Instagram, Daquan.
Reading books.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But that's just, I'm not. I'm on social media like that.
Playing video games.
That's social media.
That's not social media.
Well, no, I mean,
Yes, it is. Nobody plays video games not online anymore. Like everybody's online now
But they'll
in
make
some
it
sort of
social
battle
media,
royale or competition.
Because if you play online, that make it social media.
I don't know.
Yep.
No.
What? Well, so it's not social. It's not a social activity if I'm playing online, and is
If you playing
video games not a form of
Madden
media?
online every day, you just playing online gets to whoever, whatever. You're not.
So I can tell you this: I don't know how much you game, but like used to be whenever you had a game, the controller was like a standard. Of course, you have to have the controller. Now you gotta have a headset. What's the point? You got somebody talking shit to you. I can't talk shit back to him.
I don't know
That's
if I'm
social
playing the
media.
game, but if they hop on like Reddit and they talking about it, like I feel like that's social media too.
I think
Like,
being on a game is social media.
I think we're gonna put a new category, and I think that's called social medium. Like it ain't social large, but it's bigger than social small. So them boys is on social media.
You got categories. Huh?
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm actually trying to transition my life to be healthier. So I'm gonna be a social vegetarian. I'm not gonna be a social media.
Media.
Stop it, dog. I don't like. This is why we don't talk about it. Man, I told you I was listening to a podcast last week. I might not have mentioned this to either one of y'all, but I definitely mentioned it to a few people. Y'all remember the movie The Social Network?
Mm-hmm.
So, great Justin Timberlake performance. But the little dude who played the movie couldn't have been what it was without the little Mark Zuckerberg dude. I can't remember his name. And then the other little dude who got to be Eduardo Saverin.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up being Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, he did.
Like one of the crappy Spider-Man movies. Like he was like Val Kilmer, like the worst Batman. He might have been the worst. I don't know. People say he was a good Spider-Man. I don't know.
You can't be a bad Spider-Man.
Some people also say that Val Kilmer was a good Batman, so don't sleep on that.
I don't think you can be a bad Spider-Man.
So
though.
if we ranking Batmans though, come on, man. Let's just be honest. It's Michael.
No, I know it's
Keaton
Christian. It's Michael.
and it's Christian Bale.
Okay, Christian Bale's the best.
It's Michael Keaton and Christian Bale. Those are the two Batmans, and I mean, I guess old dude Batman.
And who was the other dude that you said? The other guy that was Batman?
Michael Keaton?
No, it was Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, and then the other guy.
Oh, I don't know. What was his name? The old dude.
You just said it. You just said his name.
Val Kilmer?
He was Val Kilmer. I thought Val Kilmer and Michael Keaton was the same person. So excuse me. I thought I didn't know the distinction between.
Val Kilmer was Doc Holliday on Tombstone. Val Kilmer was on Heat. Val Kilmer was.
He was Doc Holliday on his show. Oh, Tombstone.
On Tombstone, the movie. He's like, I'm your Huckleberry. That's Val Kilmer.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Val Kilmer was dope. But that's not the point I was getting at. The point I was actually getting at on the social network, was the dude, and this kind of just threw me off. You remember the twins on the movie, the Winklevosses?
Mm-hmm.
You know who played like one of the Winklevosses, the older one?
Who?
An actor named Armando Hammer, but they call him Armie Hammer.
He a porn star?
Mm-mm. You've seen the movie. You know who the dude is, the big twin, right? So you know who played the other twin?
Who?
Raj, do you know who played the other twin?
No.
The same person. It was all CGI.
For real?
Wasn't it seamless? Now that you think back at the movie, I thought those were two people.
I thought it was two. I thought it was twins.
I thought it definitely was twins. Same person, CGI.
Nah, I gotta go.
And that burns your boudin.
There's no way.
That don't burn my boudin. I don't know. It kind of burns my boudin because if I really think about it, I really could have a Best Friend Weekend podcast with just me. I won't have to wait on y'all to do podcasts every week.
You record whenever you want to.
Just be answering myself. Boy, Al, you stupid. Aldo nice. Boy, you dumb. Aldo mean.
So he was listening to a podcast where somebody was acting like they were two people? Is that what you're getting at?
No, I'm just saying.
That shit been in his head for a while.
That's my next project. Aldo Nice versus Aldo Mean.
And Aldo
it's
Soft.
Be all CGI.
You gotta have three of them.
Aldo Nice versus Aldo Mean. Rod Smooth versus
CGI.
Rod Rigid.
Raj Hard. Pause.
Pause.
Well, you could do CAP and Los. You already got that set up.
CAP versus HAT. If you want to do that one.
Los versus WIN, huh? Wins and losses, cut. That's what that man album need to be called.
Shout out me.
Another thing that's burning my Buddha is just recently I saw this. When people say, I got a cousin who, whatever. This podcast is brought to you by GQ Status, man. GQ, man. So some of y'all probably know about my cousin. I talked about him. Cool dude, man. I don't see him that often, which is cold language for I never see dude. But and he lives out here in Houston. But he posts stuff like hashtag mixed babies, hashtag Creole Kings, and like things that he kind of feels are cool, or like things like having mixed babies and like having Louisiana heritage, which is fine. I don't mind if hashtag whatever the hell you want. But one he's been hashtagging recently is abs every day, and he's been putting videos of himself like with an ab roller every day. What burns my Buddha is when people say they work in abs, because I feel like you got to have abs to work abs. Otherwise, you're just working stomach. Because I can't work abs.
It's abs under there.
But it's still you working stomach.
But at some point, if you continue to work those abs, they're going to come through.
No, it's not going to happen in my life.
You never know that. If you lose, let's say you drop 40, you got abs.
I've dropped 40 and I don't have abs.
Yeah.
I gotta almost be anorexic to have abs. That's just working stomach.
It's still abs.
It burns my Buddha when
what
people.
about core?
Well, it burns my Buddha when people say they work in abs when they.
I mean, your favorite troll got abs. Bolo got abs. He about his, it's a thick dude. He got some abs, I believe. I don't know what he got, but I think I would imagine he has abs.
Wow.
Whoa.
Hey.
Whoa.
Shoot your shot, then, right?
Pause.
Okay, we're waiting for it. We're waiting for the other shoe to drop. There you go. Okay. Another thing that burned my Buddha is when people say accidents happen, like most accidents happen a mile from home. That's always burned my Buddha. Okay. What do y'all think about that statement?
They really don't. Accidents happen anywhere. Was your accident a mile from home?
Probably. Probably. Yeah, probably when I got in the accident, it was probably a mile from home. Yeah.
Yeah, I never got into an accident a mile from home.
Raj, what you think about that? Most accidents happen a mile from home.
I mean, I think most of the time, you like live around, where you'd be driving, so it's an easy one to agree with. Like, usually, I don't know. I don't think people usually get in accidents when they go visit somebody out of town and rent a car. So, like, I would imagine that if you got in an accident, chances are you're gonna get in an accident around your house, somewhere within miles. I've never heard within a mile, but
no, it's within
in fact,
a mile.
it's,
I heard that before.
So
But
an estimated 52% of car accidents occur within 5 miles of a person's home, and 77 within 15 miles.
And that's great that you Googled it, but I've heard the saying is most accidents happen within a mile.
Oh, so you mean just hearing it, just hearsay?
Yeah. No, I mean it's a saying. Like don't drop the soap. That's a saying. It's not.
You probably really don't want.
You probably shouldn't drop the soap.
But you really don't want to drop this soap.
But Raj, I'm saying all that to say you articulated that exactly the way I think about it. You're more off every time you leave your house, you're within a mile, or the way you said it, 5 miles from your house. Every time you leave your house. So probability is that you're gonna get in a wreck in the place that you're at the most often.
But how long are you within a mile? You don't operate a mile around your house. You don't work nowhere near close to you.
My point is, how long are you 20 miles from your house?
That's different, yeah. Not long. Well, in Houston.
If you really think about like your driving time and say the percentage of your driving time that's spent close to your house versus
I do a lot of
away.
stuff around my house because everything's over there.
Now, if you're just a commute person who goes 30 miles to work and then that's all you do, still when you get home, you're going to Walmart, you're going to do there's more opportunities to get in that wreck.
Okay.
I mean, that's what the logic is. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's what the man say.
I mean, I'm with it.
I
Whatever. Another thing I was thinking about, this don't really burn my Buddha, but these are just some random thoughts. When I was in like elementary school, I had a coworker who basically today was talking about how her son needed he was going to do hearing tests because he needed to do certain things with his hearing. His hearing was messed up. And I was thinking about like when I was in elementary school, how I used to, anytime it'd be time for like the vision and the hearing test, how I used to be scared that I would fail the hearing test. Like, if I failed the vision test, what they gonna do? Give me glasses?
The last thing you want to do is have that big stupid ass hearing aid on your ear, nigga. The last thing you want. I went to all white school, so the hearing test was like, and they make you stand outside in line, and you go into a room, they close the door, so it seemed real serious. So you be focusing, and
You gotta put your little finger up to let them know if you.
Nah, we just hit the button.
Oh.
Hit the button. Yeah.
Yeah. No, last thing you want to do is fail that big hearing test.
It ain't the same hearing aids as it was.
I was telling my work with this lady. Well, she don't work with me, but I've seen her in work circles, and she got like the whole like part of her scalp shaved off, and got the little thing on her head that connect to the hearing aid. Oh. I'm like, I don't care how smart that woman is, it still make it look like she kind of like something wrong with her because she got that hearing aid. That hearing aid make you feel like something wrong with you.
It's inside her scalp. She got one of them.
Yeah. To like transmit the sound waves and stuff. That shit probably some high tech science, man.
Let's connect it straight to her brain.
That's what
she fuck around and fall or sleep bad. It's over.
She probably picking up like signals from like aliens.
She probably hear like a dog does though.
I don't know about that. I don't know if we.
I don't think it makes you have super hearing. It's not like a meta.
But I'm thinking you could get different
device.
Well, maybe Los is right about the frequency though. She probably picks up frequencies.
Yeah, like
that we don't pick up.
High pitch, like whale sounds.
Dolphin signals, huh? Bats. She can hear bats coming. Yeah.
She can
find my iPhone.
She find my iPhone. What is wrong with him? What's wrong with him, y'all?
Hey, think about it. If you want to be trapped with somebody when it's bird box time.
Oh wow.
Definitely want her on your team.
Thanks.
She just like keep honking the horn. I can hear him. I can hear the sound bounce off the cars.
Echolocation.
Yeah.
Y'all are ridiculous. And that other observation that I had, I know we're gonna get to our stories in a second, I swear. But the other observation I had was I was at the barbershop last week, and why they always got next level stuff? You remember it was the sponge? Mm-hmm. They had the sponge, and they're giving y'all the waves.
They got the racket thing.
They got a tennis racket now.
Yeah.
Raj, they ever hit you with that tennis racket?
No, I don't. I don't have long hair no more.
Raj,
but I would have 100% had myself a tennis racket
cuts, huh?
if I still had that. Why are you trying to play me like that? You go to Pro Cuts. You go to Floyd's, huh? Why are you playing me like I don't have a regular barber? I have a regular barber.
You in Denver? They got barbers out there.
They got barbers out here.
You
black barber.
Inglewood?
I'm in Inglewood. Shout out with an E.
I'm saying
I have a barber. Shout out my dog. This podcast brought to my dog Herm. My barber name is Herman.
We play to win the game. Nah. Herm.
Playoff.
Uncle Herm.
Playoff.
Big Herm. That's what the big Herm. Big worm.
Big Herm, huh? All right, man. Let's hop into the story that's probably our title story this week. Who knows? Your boy Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett let them boys beat him up. On January 29th.
This ain't funny though. You can't make fun of this.
Oh, we gon' oh well, you on the wrong podcast, brother. On January 29th, a couple of days ago, this story blew up quicker than Oklahoma City, man. Smollett was attacked in Chicago in what was being investigated as a hate crime. Smollett said to police that he was attacked after leaving a fast food restaurant by two men in ski masks who made racial and homophobic slurs. According to the statement released by the Chicago PD, the two suspects then poured an unknown liquid, which people saying is bleach, on Smollett and put a noose around his neck. Smollett said that he fought off the attackers. He then admitted himself to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, from which he was released in good condition later that morning. After TMZ claimed that Smollett had told police that the attackers were white and had referenced Donald Trump's Make America Great Again slogan, claims that were repeated on social media, police representatives initially dismissed both claims before subsequently confirming that he had described the attackers had shouted MAGA country during the assault. While TMZ wrote that the liquid poured on Smollett was bleach, it was mainly described in news reports as an unknown chemical substance, though CBS reported that police officers described smelling bleach on his clothes. In the days following the attack, figures from the television industry and campaigners condemned the attack on social media. What are our initial thoughts on this very fluid situation?
One,
That's
if they
hilarious.
pour bleach
No
on your
pun
clothes,
intended. Pun intended.
and you got anything of color on, we would have known it was bleach off the rip, right? It leave the little white stain on your shit. So you'd have known that.
So you hung up on the fact that you don't know if it was bleach.
If
Yeah, you with the
he had
boys.
stains on his clothes, it's not bleach.
I just think it's funny, like, okay, yeah, we don't know if it's bleach, but it smell like bleach. Like, bleach got a very distinctive smell.
Yeah.
Why
is that?
why
what y'all
people-
thinking about?
Cause
No, I'm just thinking about the bleach.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all go with it. Go ahead.
you don't know.
I'm
if
just thinking
it's
about the bleach.
or not.
I also think when ski masks, I just wish niggas would stop copying the Saints. I just wish that would stop. And I think that's something. A celebrity got beat up. Like, I don't. When do celebrities get beat up? That just.
Yeah, it sounds fishy to me. So it's some white boys with Make America Great Again hats on, riding around with ski masks, and they found
No,
the first
Make
nigga they
America
saw
Great
and
Again
said, "Let's
ski
jump him
masks
and
on."
pour bleach on him.
Make America great again, ski mask. You're stupid. So honestly, it's the initial reaction is what it should be.
Oh my god!
That people should be. I don't know what that voice was, Los, but that people should be upset about that because the underlying connotation, and not even the connotation, the story in itself is that he's a black man got targeted, beat up. They poured bleach on. I don't know what the significance of that is, or whatever substance it is, bleach, ammonia, whatever the hell it is.
Sink cleaner.
And they put a noose on him, and and was screaming MAGA country, like all of that to say that could have been anybody. So we gotta like stand. But I think it's an interesting thing that kind of initial ideas and thoughts kind of go to the fact that he was gay, and it's kind of like, we're gonna make them gay jokes about him, ha ha ha, or whatever it is. And I just think it's
What's it got to do with him being gay though to me?
It definitely has that. They made racial and homophobic slurs. Yeah. I just also.
I think they would.
So like I think of these.
On the ground. So you saying they knew who he was?
They probably no.
I mean, they could have, but all he could have been.
I'm not
twisted.
thinking they knew who he was. I'm thinking they knew he was like you can know somebody gay.
So you can look at Jamal and know he a homosexual.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming they might have assumed. You know, he might have came out of there sashaying, or I mean, I know that's a stereotype. Or he might have came out there from talking to another guy in the restaurant.
Had on like a head to toe.
Or some rainbow t-shirt. Who knows?
Okay.
Or
like I just want to know what fast food restaurant it was.
Yeah, well, I thought it was Subway.
And I want to know how they had. So one, okay, I think it takes a little bit of time to get beat up. That's what I would imagine, like a little bit. Maybe not a whole lot of time, but them boys had a lot of time to beat that man up, put a noose on him, and pour bleach on him, and scream MAGA country, and nobody did nothing. Like nobody helped that man. Like nobody said, "Hey." That's crazy.
Yeah, I get your point. I don't know. The thing about it is, cutting like it's. I was in a text, in an Instagram group, and somebody hit us up, and said, "I just wish that this story is true."
Yeah.
But I don't want it to be true. Like I want it to be true. I don't want it to be true because we don't want this to happen to people in America. But there's so many. It's not even so many, but just the kind of premise of it is so borderline, like. I hope you're telling the truth.
It seems
because they waiting for somebody to come out and say, "Nah, this didn't really happen. He lying."
Seemed like a scene from Empire,
right?
Seemed just like something that happened on Empire.
Before y'all say anything, before y'all even get to it, I'm just so glad that like I'm gonna say this first because I know y'all might want to say this, but I did not know that was the dude from Mighty Ducks. I didn't know he was in Mighty Ducks.
Oh yeah, I saw he was.
I just found out that he was Terry Hall from Mighty Ducks.
He was the little brother. He was my little brother. he was my little brother, man.
I didn't know that. But it just seemed like a little scene from Empire. They put a noose on you. They scream homophobic. You know, I don't know. Is his record? Let's check his. Anybody check his record sales? Boy might be on this Kanye shit.
Well, yeah, I don't know about all that. My thought is just I don't know. I think he probably got beat up. I think he definitely got beat up. The thing that kind of sticks out to me, and I'm just gonna say this, and this is what it is Can who be walking around with a big noose in 2019? Like a noose, cuz. You know how to make a noose?
Well, you can go on YouTube and find
Do you not? Well, I guess you could go on YouTube and figure out how to do anything. But cutting, who walking around with a whole noose? Cutting, if they catch you with a noose, the boys taking you to jail. Cutting, that's paraphernalia. Cutting, that's some kind. Like, if a pipe is drug paraphernalia, a noose is lynch paraphernalia.
No, they don't mind you lynching people. You're good.
It's Chicago though. They should care.
They don't care. You taking care of, you might got a nigga who's gonna shoot the whole block up the other day. They ain't tripping about them niggas out there. Come on, man. Them white people don't care about that. Relax.
I just think the whole noose part is like it's a bad story, but it's too good to be true. From like all of the aspects of like y'all pick this celebrity black dude who happens to be gay and black, and you just so happen to catch him out and you got a MAGA hat on, and y'all catch him out in these streets, and y'all put a noose around and pour bleach on. It's so much.
You did 1970 shit to a nigga in 2019. 1960.
The only thing that make this story would take this story up again if it happened in Chicago if it was Oprah or Barack Obama, right? Like they caught Barack walking out and they threw him down, and him and Oprah was having dinner.
Poured bleach in his basketball shoes.
Yeah. It said you're already light skinned, nigga.
Yeah.
So
having dinner at a fast food restaurant.
At a fast food restaurant because he was outside.
Oprah took Obama to Jersey Mike's.
No, Harold's Wings, man. That's what's in Chicago.
I'm reading that this like he performing this weekend in L.A. So he ain't got Jesse Hall. Terry Hall.
Jussie Smollett, man.
Yeah.
What you know on
he's performing in
Empire,
LA this weekend.
Right, they got shot too.
Bro, stop it. He got shot on a TV show?
Yeah, he got busted. He was tripping for a while, but he had came back when Lucius had gotten his
I wanted to make a gay joke so bad, but I'm not going to do it because
I'm so happy you didn't.
Cutting back on that.
Well, I mean, that's kind of going back to what we talked about. In case you haven't noticed, we're still trying to work on getting Carlos together, but
what?
We know as of January 15th, they said Family Guy was phasing out gay jokes. And it's like they basically saying that they're trying to phase it out. A lot of people are coming. The climate is different. The country is different. The culture is different. So our views are different. They've been shaped by the reality around us. So I think the show has to shift and evolve in a lot of different ways. So we made a conscious effort even within ourselves to not try to make as many of those jokes. I mean, we still gonna make the jokes. Don't get me wrong, but try to keep them away from those that are in super poor taste. We still working with Carlos about that. Especially when we haven't, and we're gonna work with Raj too, because Raj had something to say about Jussie Smollett. It was probably something about Jussie Smollett, one of them boys, come down and then pour bleach on him. But
no, it's more so after he got. I didn't know if he got shot or shot on. Is what I was gonna say, but I'm not gonna say it now.
Okay, so don't say that. We phasing this type of shit. You see, you laughing at it. We trying to document what we're not doing no more, and you over here.
Hey, what kind of sandwich did he get?
Oh, stop it. We done. No, we not. Don't answer that, Raj. It's a setup.
He got a 6-inch foot long. Pause.
You wow.
Yeah, very wow. We don't have time for it.
In the middle of we trying to phase it out too, because the wildest TV show on TV right now is Family Guy and has been for a while now, and here's Los. Ain't phased it out. He ain't with the shits. I thought you were with the shits, Los.
Ask a simple question.
So no, I'm just thinking about the level. Jussie Smollett somebody killed. The way I said it, cause that's a play on words. that has some comedic value, but it's also a pun. Raj was talking about something he tried to play some. Did that man take that big 6-inch?
I know.
Come on, man.
I said what sandwich did he get? The 6-inch.
That's overtly homophobic.
No, it's not.
We don't have time for that.
I just wanted to know what that man like from Subway, the 6-inch or the 12.
No, stop it. So I saw this comment on Instagram, and I got to read it because it's kind of like encapsulates some of the things we were talking about. It's from somebody called TJ, the Chicago kid. Y'all not gonna like it. But it's kind of talks about a little bit of some of these thoughts we have. And it says, Jussie, that was a cute story you told. Now tell us how you was up on Grindr and got lured out to get some street meat by some dudes looking to beat up a gay guy. Because I and every other native born Chicagoan can tell you that your ass wasn't out walking around in Streeterville area that night off the lake at 2 a.m. walking to go get Subway. You was out there trying to get some street meat, but it wasn't Subway.
Wow.
You ain't heard of Uber Eats, Grubhub? Chicago restaurants stay open 24 hours, but you're not walking in sub-zero temperatures. Your sandwich would have been frozen 10 feet from the entrance. And what MAGA supporter recognized you? Because your face was covered up in them temperatures. And they had a bottle of bleach? Stop it, Jesse. It's okay. We all been caught out in the situation we put ourselves in. Charge it to the game. It's dudes out there looking to set up gay dudes. You got caught. You just got caught, youngster. Nobody deserves to be assaulted and attacked because they're gay, black, white, midget, whatever. But next time, tweak your story better. Because being born and raised in Chicago and having sworn to never go back around this time of year, no matter what, ain't no way I'm believing your version of events. I mean, I read it and I was like, damn.
Listen, that's pretty close to you ain't wrong when you're right.
Well, the story could have happened that way, but he put in some aspects. It's cold as shit. If he phrased this story without all of the homophobic nonsense, talking about he was on Grindr trying to catch him some meat.
It's cold as shit.
That part.
And you walk at 2 something in the morning, and you walk the subway like you can't afford Uber Eats and shit. It make a lot of sense. How you? That's the same.
Yeah, I mean, how you? Yeah, that makes sense. It's cold outside in Chicago. Ain't it like -20 and stuff right now? Why are you out in them streets? Cause you should do something different.
And he said your face was covered. So how would they know it's you?
Well, I don't know if they knew it was him.
Dog. So you. I didn't know it was that cold. I didn't know it was super cold out there at the time.
What? I'm sorry.
In Chicago.
Wait, hold on. I don't know if y'all boys know this might be something to kind of discuss, but we're not going to discuss it. But it is a topic-worthy discussion that Chicago actually has record-breaking cold temperatures right now. Like
it's
the coldest.
20.
Yeah, the coldest Chicago's ever been right now.
I mean, I didn't go to Chicago weather on my iPhone and check it. My bad, right?
I mean, either. But it's news. Like it's just news.
I haven't caught the news. I gotta ask them.
Well, nah.
Just so you know, going forward, Chicago is cold in January. Like every year.
He don't have diverse friends because he went to school at TSU. So I got a lot of Xavier friends who went to who from Chicago, and they was posting all morning like -20 on their car and -18 on their car, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. I don't even want to look at that. I thought they was playing. Like I thought that was like wind chill, but like I got a little partner who live in shout out, this podcast brought to you by Kobe. He live out there in Minnesota, and it's like -35 he was showing. I thought it was like the wind chill. That's the temperature. I don't get it.
It's the temperature.
Negroes.
And it's windy. It's the windy city.
Warming. You say what?
I said, and it's windy. Like you said that's not the wind chill, but there's also wind there because it's the windy city. Like it's freezing out there.
Wow. So that boy was out there in -35 getting a Subway sandwich.
And maybe some soup. They sell
probably
soup.
Some soup. He's probably getting soup.
But it's still gonna be cold by the time you walk back to the house.
He could have got a hot.
Maybe
if they microwaved it.
They poured his soup on him.
Oh,
that could be a thing.
Okay. And the soup was so nasty.
And maybe that's why it was bleach, because if it wouldn't have been bleach, any other liquid would have probably froze in the air.
Before it hit
Before it hit him.
And
like a little icicle.
Yeah.
Maybe he just came back from the washateria because
the washateria.
He cutting corners. He don't use Uber Eats, so he don't have a wash and dry. He go to the washateria.
Yeah.
And he bleached his clothes. Didn't have time to dry them. Put the clothes on, and they poured soup on him. But it smelled like bleach because he didn't dry his clothes.
But if his clothes is wet, wouldn't they freeze though?
I'm
just. It was an unknown chemical substance.
That's all we saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Anyway, okay, so we talked about all of that, but let's get back to this point.
What sandwich did
the MAGA motherfuckers is out of line, and if they did this shit, which it seems like, let's just go ahead on and believe the black man for right now.
What the Black Panther Party?
Y'all out of line. Y'all can't be running up on a gay dude or whatever. Y'all can't. I mean, and like Lo said, They might have, if it was Los it happened to, they might have threw his ass on the ground and been like, you homo. They might have gave him homophobic slurs and whatever, because that's what you do when you're beating somebody up.
Mm-hmm.
You call them homophobic slurs.
Yeah.
So it could have been any one of us. And them boys out of line. And if this is what Trump got them boys out doing, it's time's up for that.
I know it couldn't have been me because I ain't hungry in sub-zero temperature. And I damn sure ain't walking nowhere to get it.
They might have caught him in. They could have caught you anywhere, dog, with that nonsense.
But I'm saying, if it's in that situation, if it's sub-zero temperatures, I'm not gonna be out getting no fucking Subway. Just saying.
Yeah.
When it get real cold, the first thing you want to eat is Subway.
Yes.
Oh, I ain't know. 6 inch of 12.
You know, in Louisiana, when you're like, boy, it's cold outside, boy, this perfect Subway weather.
I can't wait.
Or maybe they say gumbo, but let's go with Subway. Subway sound like a thing. It's perfect Subway weather.
Hey, Mark,
eat fresh.
Mark, we eat Subway tomorrow. You know it's gonna be below zero.
Hey man, so something else I saw, Raj, you mentioned them Thomases, your favorite family online. And I just kind of wanted to hop on. I had Raj and I had talked about this earlier in the week. So over the weekend, I was watching the Ted Bundy documentary on Netflix. It's called Conversations with a Killer: The Ted Bundy Tapes, right? And then I did a little dive, and it said that there's coming out with a movie in 2019 starring Zac Efron, and it's called Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile, and it's about Ted Bundy as well. So for those of y'all who don't know much about Ted Bundy, just understand he killed 30 plus women in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
And he killed them in like Oregon and Utah, and was leaving their bodies in the field and going back and having sex with corpses after they was dead, and basically strangling people. The way he was luring them was he was just like, hey, my arm's in a sling, so I'm hurt. Come help me put my boat in the dock. And he was telling them his real name and shit, like, my name's Ted. And then they walk back there and he'd strangle them and take them and kill them. And he was killing like mostly white girls of a certain age and whatever. He went to Utah and he like caught this one chick, tried to take her. She got away. He got pissed off and went find another chick and killed her that same night. So the chick who he got away got him arrested. So he got arrested in Utah. And then he broke out of jail. He hopped out of the window, like, because they was letting him defend himself, because he was like in law school or something. Wasn't really good in law school, but whatever. He ran away from some days. They caught him. They brought him back to jail. He was in jail for a little bit more time, and then he broke out again. This time he fucking like snuck out the top of the jail. And this is in the 70s, so they didn't really, or 80s, like late 70s. They didn't really have like this national, like, oh look, satellites and everything else. Like, well, they had satellites, but you get my point. It wasn't like cameras on every corner.
Yeah.
So he was able to get his ass all the way from Utah. Shout out to this podcast brought to you by D Saliba, all the way to Florida. Lord. And then he when he got to Florida, he killed some sorority girls and then killed a little 12-year-old. And then they caught him out there again, and they fried him. They executed him in Florida for those 3 murders, but he had really done like 30 plus others.
60.
Okay, so that's your Ted Bundy in a nutshell.
Yeah.
My thing is, so the documentary was interesting. But the documentary kept like painting him like as like, see, the thing was he was so smart and sophisticated and he was attractive that the women just kind of just swooned to him, and that's how he was able to get away with it for so long. Man, him killing them women, it had nothing to do with the fact that he was attractive. No. He was lying to him like, my arm is hurt. Can you help? Or dressing up like a policeman and saying, hey, your car's getting broken into. Can you come? He wasn't just walking up to them hoes with his shirt open, like being fine.
He wasn't Tatum or something. Chatted with her.
He wasn't Travis Kelce. Yeah. he wasn't walking up to them women just being suave.
He wasn't seeing H and nothing.
At all. And so I got into a very interesting like Facebook beef with the Thomas tribe, Raj's favorite people.
Who was that?
I don't know. It's just some of Raj's favorite people.
Thomas.
We're not going to go too far in depth into who they are. But it was a female Thomas. You said it was a Thomas, huh, Raj?
Yeah.
It was a Thomas.
I'm going to just leave it at that. We don't need to be name dropping. You got in a fight with a female. Let's keep it like that.
We're not doing that. She put, I'm enjoying this Ted Bundy docuseries so much. Perspectives. Can you really say anything is indeed faulty? This man's mind was more consciousness than the majority, if you ask me. And it started like this long thread. And within that long thread, I sent her an article that I read online by this called Ted Bundy Wasn't Special or Smart, He Was Just White. By Ashley Elise Edwards, and that was in Refinery 29. You can find that online at refinery29.com. It's a real interesting read. And then she started trying to come for me and be like, no, his consciousness.
You read on the internet.
Don't believe everything. His consciousness,
Right
though,
up
he
your
was
alley.
smart.
Right up your alley.
He was just smart though, because he was like he defended himself. Don't let the media just make you think that people crazy because of stuff they did. He was actually a very smart man. Listen, that's all I'm gonna say about it. I'm gonna say two things. This is my opinion, and I'm gonna give y'all something to talk about. If you rape and kill 30 plus women and strangle them and have sex with their corpses and all the rest of that bullshit, you fucking crazy. It's no. Stop talking about how smart the motherfucker is.
Sick,
He's fucking sick,
Yeah.
and he probably not even that. Like everybody, like the facts are, he wasn't that smart. He wasn't like the top of his class in law school. He wasn't like this smart person in high school or college. If he had been, then he would have been somebody famous already, and he wouldn't have to kill people. People who go kill people and be serial killers do that shit because they are nobodies.
Well, that's not
No, that's always the
kill
fucking
people.
case.
I thought you meant.
Serial killer motherfuckers be nobodies who like want to be famous.
Gotcha.
And it's like, that's the way I can be famous is by killing people because I can't do it just
'Cause you
by,
about to go
I
read
can't
about
make a
yourself.
podcast.
You got to go read about yourself in the newspaper. Or
Yeah. Think about
your
like
work.
Charlie Manson,
Yeah,
all
you
these
about to go see
motherfuckers.
your work. Yeah.
And I'm not going to say every single person. I mean, some of them was just sick. Like Jeffrey Dahmer probably didn't want the fame.
Disgusting.
Yeah, like some of them people
But
didn't
he's
want
sick,
the fame.
It don't make you smart because really, if you defend yourself, all you gotta do is know the first little couple things where they can't. You gotta read my Miranda rights. You know, just
And if you went to law school for a semester, you probably know how to start
yes,
a regular court proceeding.
you've been in. If you, how long did you go? A
I don't
semester?
know.
Oh, but I mean, you don't have to be the most intelligent person in the world to be able to halfway defend yourself. You're just gonna lose.
And they said that he was terrible at it. They said
Yeah.
anything he was doing was like fucking up his own trial because he didn't know what the hell he was doing.
You just do
What's crazy is the article
the
is
steps to take.
the article is basically talking about how the and it's an interesting read, how the judge and stuff was sitting in the courtroom saying like, son, you could have been like, I would have loved to see you in my courtroom as a real lawyer instead of like what the path you went down, but you made your bed so you got to sleep and blah 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 and this and that, and buddy, you got to do this. The judge was sitting there just like, to the moment they strapped him to the chair, they just still like big up in his whiteness and like saying, boy, you could have been great.
Wow.
Like my thing is, if this was Derek Ty Lee, the Baton Rouge serial killer, you think that judge would have been sitting in that room talking about some son, you could have been great.
You're a disgrace to this community, and you should not be in society.
Savage nigger.
You gross nigger, you.
But I think it's kind of like the same phenomenon. This is kind of what I wanted to talk to y'all about just real quick. They got a lot of women who out there like swooning in this documentary and like really talking about it. And with this Zac Efron movie that's coming out, they're like trying to sexualize Ted Bundy to make him look like this anti-hero from the 70s that women are going to be like, oh, he was dangerous and whatever. I feel like it's the same thing people was talking about with R. Kelly a couple weeks ago. Like, somebody who you know is fucked up and wrong, that people are still finding ways to defend somebody who's fucked up and wrong just because they want, like...
All facts.
I
I know a few people who really, really rocking with R. Kelly, regardless, just because of R. Kelly. Not to mention whether the parents did whatever. The fact of it is that man was sleeping with underage little girls.
Yeah. Definitely not as bad as Ted Bundy. He wasn't killing them.
But I mean, we talking about 1B and 1C. You know what I'm saying? 1A, 1B.
If he was from New Iberia, they would say he was killing them. But it's a little different. It's a little different usage of the term.
Rather, whatever it is, it's all wrong and it's absolutely disgusting either way, bro. On both sides of that porch.
So, Raj, what you doing over there? Eating cereal or something? You didn't got quiet for the
Nah.
last 20 minutes.
I'm listening to y'all boys talk about this. I just think it's appalling. It's appalling for anybody to just try to. It's funny how they do that. You know, it's funny how they like just take somebody's story like and they did some wrong stuff and then talk about how brilliant they are. Like, so what? Like, what? So what if he was smart? Maybe he was smart. You know, like that's what I'm thinking about. You saying he wasn't and all of this stuff. But what if he was? What if let's say he was? Let's assume he was smart. So what? He was having sex with dead bodies and all of that stuff. Like, that's not smart to me. Like, I know somebody that's nice and they got hops and they can hoop, but they eat bodies and have sex with corpses. My first thing that I'm going to say about him is not that, man, that nigga nice, that nigga can hoop. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I'm going to be like, bro, that dude is disgusting, that dude is insane. Like, and let's talk about that. Like, let's focus on how disgusting and insane he is. And then maybe somewhere along the line, tatter maybe that he was an intelligent man somewhere along the line in there. But keep the focus on how disgusting this is.
Yeah, I always feel like people, especially on Facebook, who do that, they should be looking for that long thread. You know what I mean? I feel like on Facebook it's so, because I mean, most people I know have thousands of something, you know, at least 1,000 Facebook followers and people, you know, on your thread or whatever, and people more likely to comment on Facebook probably more than any other social media, maybe other than Twitter. But I just feel like you be looking for that. You looking for some, let me go against so I can go viral. Yeah.
But it's a lot of people who got that opinion. I think
that shit's stupid.
It is stupid. It is stupid. But it falls in line with what we were saying a couple of weeks ago about why they picked R. Kelly for the documentary. And Raj, you might not have heard this take, but it's a hot take that I was like, basically, in the day and age we live in, crime dramas about shit that happened not so long ago is kind of in vogue. That's what people want to hear about. Mm-hmm. That's what people want to be like, oh, let's talk about this crime drama. Yeah. So, like, they look at stuff like R. Kelly, and they're like, oh, this is a perfect story. People are going to come out and people are going to watch it because they want to hear about it. Ted Bundy was just the next one. There's going to be another one in 2 weeks, probably.
Because really, you're right. Because really what it's shit we already know about. Yeah. Ain't like we haven't heard about all the stuff he did.
Just put a new spin on it.
All the shit R. Kelly did. They just went into detail. Went into more details, found the victim, found people to talk to about it. You might have a point there, my brother.
I think, Ted Bundy's an extreme case. But, like, the next, like, Raj, it's not going to be 5 years before they, like, the Darren Sharper. Darren Sharper 30 for 30 or something. Like,
I need that one. But here's what I'm saying.
Cosby.
I never heard... In watching those, like, different. I guess the difference is, in whenever we, like, kind of the difference between, let's just similarize Ted Bundy and R. Kelly. I never heard nothing about how smart R. Kelly was. Yeah. Like, I never heard anything about that.
Well, he wasn't white.
That man was... I know, and maybe that's my point. But what I'm saying is, I never heard
his documentary was he couldn't read. He's not smart.
Yeah, he was dumb. He couldn't read and all of this. Yeah. I never even heard them say nothing about him being handsome. I don't even really remember that.
Fucking right.
Like,
fucking right.
It was more. It was just like, this man was fucked up. Well, why wasn't Ted Bundy all the way fucked up? Like, that's it. That's it. We don't want to talk about nothing else. He was all the way fucked up.
That's crazy. That's a crazy point. I never heard anybody say R. Kelly was handsome in any of them documentaries.
They never said, R. Kelly could have had all the old hoes he wanted.
Yeah. I mean, but, and while I was just talking about which one we're going to see, I said that Darren Sharp and whatever, I'm overthinking the obvious. There will be, probably before the end of the year, mark my words, it will be an Aaron Hernandez movie. Or a documentary.
They already got one out.
They got a movie or a documentary?
The documentary out.
Okay. Well,
I need one that's highly publicized.
Yeah,
like I need it to be something that's talked about, like that Aaron Hernandez, Darren Sharper, like that. I need that. Like I need
Aaron Hernandez, him shooting people at Florida, his relationship with T. Like it'll be a whole. Yeah. That's something people.
I'm
watch.
Definitely front and center for that one.
I'm watching that all day.
Yeah. I saw the little bullshit when they was like, I was like, oh, he did some shit. Like Aaron
Hernandez was into some shit. Yeah.
Nah, he was deep. Like,
I mean, that's what you want to. It's like life meets art almost. It's stuff that you don't really believe people did, and then he killed himself. Like it's so much. Like the whole. Yeah, his story is prime for the picking. For
well, see, the only thing about his story is that you got to get some people to come out and snitch.
Well, he dead now,
and still he's blood. You know, he was affiliated, so you got to do some.
Aaron Hernandez is crazy. Yeah. Gangsters was scared of him.
Yeah. He's 6. What, he was 6'7"?
Yeah. You're supposed to be scared of Aaron. I think 6'5" or 6'4". But you're supposed to be. Like you're supposed to be scared of Aaron Hernandez.
And that man fast. You're not running away from Aaron Hernandez.
You saw that video of Kareem Hunt running over that woman? Imagine Aaron Hernandez doing that with a gun.
He gonna beat
coming at you that hard like he came at that woman with a gun.
What you gonna do?
Nothing.
Don't do your thing. Because if you
he gonna beat you up, and then when you're on the ground bleeding, he gonna shoot you in your head, and then he
make
gonna
you
walk
dance
away
and go to practice.
He gonna go to practice.
He gonna go, hey, what's up, coach?
Wow.
Bill Belichick and Tom Brady.
I bet in this movie they don't say he was an attractive man.
Nah, he a Mexican.
Cause no, he's not. But he a dirty Mexican because he was with a black woman. That's how they gonna frame him. I mean, if he was a little Mexican with a white lady, like if he was somebody else,
They were trying to
him
say,
something
he was so shy and he was this and that. They try to pay him.
It's just crazy how far they took Ted Bundy's intelligence and like good looks, like almost as if this guy, like if Ted Bundy was a regular, not insane person, he would have been on the cover of a magazine and it would have said "sexiest man alive."
But
like
did Ted Bundy did he really look good though?
I mean, you seen pictures of Ted Bundy?
Is he a fire-ass little white boy?
No, Gunn. This is Ted Bundy. He look like George fucking Bush Jr. He looks exactly like George Bush Jr. as a kid.
I didn't even know that was him right there when I saw the picture.
That was the man who But so they cast Zac Efron, the like Hollywood heartthrob, to play him.
Yeah. Like that man, nice. He one of them where you just got that man, nice. I'm sorry, pause.
Right?
Nice.
They could have cast a little Reggie dude, but no, we gonna make Zac Efron be him.
It could have been one of the failed Spider-Men or something like that. You know?
Val
One of the Winklevosses or something.
One of the Winklevosses. No, it definitely could have been the dude who played Zuckerberg. Definitely could have been him. Definitely.
But it was like you said, Hollywood heartthrob. Like we don't hate. Like I feel like this might even taint Zac Efron a little bit because like when do I ever see Zac Efron like in that villain just like evil I hate him role? And this kind of points to they might not even paint that man out to be like that. They might paint that man to be out like an anti-hero. You know, like yeah, he was doing bad, but he really was doing good.
Man, I was watching him
fertilizing the
community.
I
was watching the movie the other day, just FYI. This is crazy though, an aside. I was watching this movie and it was about like it was a Stephen King movie and it was about this this woman and her husband, they go on a little retreat. I can't remember what it's called, like to try to spice up their marriage, but they really about to get broke up. And he tie her to the bed, handcuff her to the bed because they about to do some freaky sex shit. And she like not having it, and then that man get a heart attack and die. And then she chained to the bed in this like remote cabin where she can't go nowhere. And it's just like it's craziness, right? So she's having like these flashback sequences, and one of the flashback sequences she's chilling with her dad and the mom at this lake house, and the mom and dad go away, and she's with the dad, and the dad makes her like sit on his lap while they're watching the sun, like an eclipse, and that man beat that wood and bust on her.
What you watching again?
Yeah, like, and then he go in the room and piece it out and not talk about it and be like, I'll tell mom right now. We should tell her because I don't think you can hold the secret like this and blah blah blah. So it's a little weird, right? But the thing that caught me as so crazy is, man, the same actor was in another show last year that I watched about this author who like was when she was a kid, she was going to this ranch with these people, and somebody out there is gonna know the name of these two movies that I'm talking about. And she goes to the ranch, and at the ranch, it's like she meets this lady who takes her under her wing, and the parents basically let her go stay over there, and she's like 12, and she ended up like Common is in this movie too, and she ended up smashing that dude when he's like in his 30s, and she 12, and he's smashing her every day like in the room, like so he's having these rape scenes of like statutory rape of a 12-year-old in one movie, and then he's got his daughter sitting on his lap and beating that wood, and the daughter was like 14 in the other movie. So like he's typecast now as like rapey dude,
Nick Raperson.
Raperson. So Zac Efron might get to be killer, man, if this dude is Raperson, dog.
And you know what's funny? You know how we got our Bobby Brown, we got some other characters. You got to name him. Zac Efron might become our Ted Bundy. Like that man might only be Ted Bundy to me.
And our serial killer.
He's like Hugh
universe?
Jackman. Like I look at
like Hugh Jackman is Wolverine.
Hugh Jackman is Wolverine, and whenever I see him in The Greatest Show or whatever, The Greatest Showman, whatever that movie is, I'm like, why is Wolverine in a musical? Like, what the fuck, Wolverine? That's pussy shit. Like, I mean, I'm not. It's like, what happened to Wolverine? That's what I'm thinking to myself. That man is not The Greatest Showman. He's Wolverine. Like, if I see this Bobby Brown dude in a movie, and like, let's say that man in Avengers 4, and he like I'm gonna be like, wow, how did Bobby Brown become?
When did Bobby Brown get superpowers?
Hey, man. That's what he was supposed to be. The name of the damn, I can't find it. I was looking for the name of that Netflix movie that Stephen King. All right, whatever. We'll look at it. Oh, Gerald's Game was the name of the movie. Gerald's Game is the movie I'm talking about where he was beating off on his daughter. Pause. But that's the name of the movie, man. And the cast member, real quick, the guy that I'm talking about, who is rapey dude in every movie, his name is Henry Thomas. If y'all find he was the dad on The Haunting of Hill House, but he's rape dude in everything else, man.
Yes.
Henry Thomas is rape daddy from now on. Like, he's the raper. Like, if Ted Bundy's this killer, he's the raper.
He almost looked like.
And what's his name?
Jenner got
Henry
before he
Thomas.
got the surgery shit.
Henry what?
Thomas.
Thomas.
You wanted them
Thomas.
Oh, he was. Oh shit! I didn't even peep him. Dog, y'all know who Henry Thomas is?
Who was Henry
Look at this
Thomas?
picture of him from when he was a little boy, bruh. Henry Thomas is E.T. partner. Henry Thomas is the kid riding the bike with E.T. on it. Man.
So that man was smashing E.T. too.
He was beating it. He sure is.
That man was E.T.
Wow.
That's Henry Thomas. Lord.
But you can't lie and say he don't have that little rapey face though.
It's like Michael Jackson. He never got to grow up because he was E.T. put that thing on it. Put that finger on it with that light. And it was like, you gonna do what I say, boy. Wow.
I hate
rapey y'all.
shit.
Henry Thomas. Okay, one more story before I hit y'all with that thing, man. Pause. South Carolina teen, man. I have to talk about it because it's the funniest story of the week.
Fuck that boy.
Oh, what's his name? Emmanuel Franklin, 19-year-old. He duped his mother into believing he had been abducted and would be killed unless she gave the kidnappers $130.
Number one, his mama's stupid.
He got an extortion blackmail charge on Thursday, 2 days after his mother received a phone call saying kidnappers would harm while killing him if she didn't leave the money in the mailbox. Bruh, what did he want to buy with $130? You too old for that shit.
Nah, how old was he?
19.
19? Oh, you don't even want it.
Some J's.
No, last year Paul George's.
Oh, shit.
he wanted
He
Paul George.
saw a thing come on his Instagram talking about my sneaker place.
Sneaker Union.
My sneaker place just restocked the PG one
Last Easter. That boy wants some PGs, man.
Raj, what he was buying with 130 though?
An ounce?
I was thinking like some sort of like PlayStation centric, like some VC for his 2K player, something like that, you know.
V-Bucks for Fortnite?
You could spend money on Fortnite, but I was thinking $130 would make your man a 99 on that 2K.
So you probably looked at it as an investment, man. If I get my man to be a 99, I might be able to win one of these online tournaments, and then I could flip that. Dog, he's 19 though, dog.
I would rather you steal out your mama purse than finesse her like that.
Dog, I wonder how the conversation went. Is my real question. Mama, leave the money. Bitch, bitch.
I'm gonna kill this nigga. Nah, Miss Thomas. Oh no, my bad, bitch.
Miss Franklin. No, dog. I don't have it.
I just want to know. Say he got it and it all worked out, and you come home with them new shoes on. Them would be like.
Then look, they say so. They wanted him to put $130 in a neighborhood mailbox, and then it says an incident report says that the mailbox belonged to his dad. So put Miss Franklin, put the shit in my daddy Mr. Franklin mailbox.
No, is that his last name? Okay, I'm being stereotypical, but his daddy last name is definitely not Franklin.
It's Johnson. Or Jackson. Johnson and Jackson.
Or Thomas.
No, you see, that's wild. I think that's wild. And I think we need to phase out those jokes.
Oh, which jokes?
Those jokes.
See, that's not funny.
But you know, I just want to know the conversation because when you do stuff like that, you talk to somebody about it, right? So when you talk to your homeboy about what you're playing with, because you got to have help with this, somebody got to call your mom. What was the conversation between them two boys? Like, hey, look, I got away. I'm gonna get this 130. My mama, I'm just gonna play like I was kidnapped, but I'm gonna need you
to call and threaten because she don't know your number.
So you know what I say? If he asked me that, I'd be like, "You want me to call your mama?" How, Sway? Now cue that music up for nothing nice to say.
You know they say if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
Nothing nice to say, but Al don't nice.
Ain't nothing nice. You hear me?
Okay, so we've been dancing around this story for weeks. Been referencing it without actually getting into the details. So it's about time I get y'all my official position. Camila Thomas, an 18-year-old student, high school senior in Florida, received a lot of attention because ETS, which is the Educational Testing Service, has refused to release her SAT scores and deemed them invalid after a 300-point improvement. The story hit pretty close to home to me because, you know, my education background, so I want to run it about this. First off, this reminds me of Lean On Me or Freedom Riders or more accurately, Stand and Deliver. As a former math teacher, when it was time to roll that TV into my classroom, I only had about 3 movies to choose from. It was either A Beautiful Mind, Donald Duck in Math Magic Land, or Stand and Deliver. In Stand and Deliver, Jesse Jaime Escalante. Yeah, these are your 9s. Jaime Escalante and his stereotypically overly Mexican students learn math and they do their thing on the AP Calculus exam. And the villain, who happens to be the ETS, insists that there was too much overlap in the questions they got wrong and suggested that the students cheated. You can guess where the story goes. Escalante defends his students and feels that the allegations are based more on racial and economic perceptions. He offers to have the students retake the test months later. Students all succeed, despite having only a day to prepare, which ends up alleviating all the concerns of cheating. In the movie, theater goes wild and the audience claps and people hug each other and it goes down. So since we've seen this story before, we should know where it's going with Camila, right? Well, let's actually look at the major crux of her case. Her lawyer, Benjamin Crump, said, in concluding that the only way Camila could have improved her score so substantially was by cheating, the ETS defamed Camila's character and replaced what should have been an appropriate and motivating pride with shame and confusion. First of all, he may have a point. But when did Benjamin Crump become the Johnny Cochran of our time? I saw him on a billboard the other day in Houston. I think it's crazy how black people pick one person to make them the voice of our people across all fronts. This is the same dude who represented Trayvon Martin's family, Mike Brown's family, car accident victims, nursing home cases, and anything else where race may have been involved in. But I digress. The point here is that they say she went from a 900 to a 1230 on her SAT test a couple months apart. The ETS told Campbell in a letter that a preliminary review board showed substantial evidence that her score was invalid because of substantial agreement between her answers on one or more score sections of the test and those of other test takers. I did some research. And a score of 900 would put her in the 20th percentile, while a score of 1230 would put her around the 80th percentile on the SAT. I don't know all the nuances of percentiles in the SAT. And I'm a chief advocate for calling out people when they're discriminatory towards our youth, but I did say I used to be a teacher. If a student goes from the bottom 20% in my class all year to the top 20% on the final and has all the same right and wrong answers as someone else in the final, I'm assuming they cheated off top. I get innocent until proven guilty factor, but I gotta keep it real too. I understand why the ETS has suspicions. And another part of the argument is that she won't have time to retake it and still get into college. Bruh, I'm gonna just stop here. Because I ain't got nothing nice to say about kids who wait until November of their senior year to take SATs and ACTs and then worry about not having time to take the test again when they come up with buku of the same answers as other kids sitting in the same room. So I won't say nothing at all.
That's what I was about to ask you. So she was the same kid sitting in the same room? Well, she got the same kind of right and wrongs. So great minds don't think alike.
CCCA. A B A D D A B C C.
You ain't like you don't know. You know
F A.
You know left. You know left top corner is A. Right top corner is B. Left bottom corner is C. Right bottom is D.
I mean, so we've been talking about Camila and these test scores. We've been alluding to it, but I mean that's just what it is.
I didn't know she had the same right and wrongs as people in her.
That's what they say. That's what ETS
say.
The same
thing.
I mean, I took my SAT or ACT junior year in October.
Sophomore year. September.
You don't take your SAT senior year in November and then be like,
well, she took it.
Yeah, she
once
took it in
already.
March. Yeah, she took it in March of junior year. I'm not about
That's
to.
still late. You should have already took it.
And she shouldn't have got a 900 the first time. Ain't nobody want you in that college getting 450 on the math and 450 on the science.
That's how that shit work.
I'm not the science, the English.
I had to take the SAT to get in Miami.
I'm just saying, not you. You don't want to get cutting this. You can get an 800. You don't want to get a 450 cutting. That's like a low. That is not smart. Ted Bundy would have got a 1600 on that thing.
He probably got a perfect score
with all of his charisma and
with his
charm.
shirt off.
Ted Bundy would have said, "You know what? I just got Ted Bundy would have been like, excuse me, Miss Thomas.
Thomas.
I don't know if I know the answer to this question," and then murked her as soon as she got to his desk.
And look, finish his test and
then
smashed it in the room.
He would have killed and then killed, huh?
On the test.
Yeah. Wow.
And then all of the kids in the class would have been like, I mean, that man nice. Like
he do look good. he is strikingly handsome.
He's nice. You should have knew that man knew the answer anyway. You shouldn't have got yourself into that. Like, come on.
Bruh, I hate both of y'all. I hate both of y'all, man.
We can't really be mad at him. He did almost score a perfect score, man. Can't be too, man. He's fucking smart.
All right, man. Let's. I know it's late, but let's give us 5 minutes on our take on the continuation of our sports frustration in the state of Louisiana, man. Anthony Davis requested a trade. He said a bunch of shit. He's not re-signing with the Pelicans, and
don't act like when you see this.
He cares more about He said that the Saints team and the ownership cares more about the Saints than the Pelicans, and he chose to do this shit the same like within a week or so of the Saints and that controversial call and us not making it to the Super Bowl. So he knew what was happening in New Orleans. He knew how people like the sports fans in New Orleans was feeling, and he felt like, nah, this is the right time to make this power.
He don't have no empathy.
I mean,
and they fined him 50 racks.
Yeah,
he didn't have to do it like that.
I saw this coming. I don't know if y'all watched the 8 episodes of More Than Athlete. Is what it's called with LeBron James's little posse.
I didn't watch it
on ESPN Plus. So I watched it, and then I saw Rich going out there flying to New Orleans on a jet, meeting with AD because he was just charging representative, and then he ended up bagging the deal. I knew it was coming in.
So you know what's funny? My mom called me last night and was like, she was like, "Oh, what you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, just watching the game." Yeah, that's what I was calling you for. You saw the Pelicans won without AD, huh? I said, "What?" Like that shit was striking to me that she refers to this nigga as AD for one, and that she was watching the game for two.
Fuck that nigga.
Like you watching the Pellies and you know who AD is. Like I was just as shocked with my grandmother only knew 2 people in the NBA, which was LeBron by name, and she used to say them little nappy head light skinned boys. And that was Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. But like I guess I figured my mama would have known who Anthony Davis is, but just AD is funny.
But it's probably on the news and everything around there.
Yeah, it probably is in the news.
Hey, I just give you my take on it real quick. So first off, I don't care how noble or methodical or early or how much he's doing. First off, I want to say fuck AD. I'm off that man. I don't ever want to see him again. I can't wait for him to go to another team. I talked a little bit earlier before we started recording that I'm a little optimistic that AD's gonna give us more of a return than Chris Paul gave us. So because he's got multiple teams fighting over him, and we're not owned by the NBA this time. Like it's just a better situation. I'm very sad that man is like leaving when he left, like you alluded to. I mean, is leaving whenever we are already in despair. I just read that Sean Payton had to sit and eat ice cream and watch Netflix for 3 straight days to get over that like not going to the Super Bowl because of the way that it happened. So I don't wish AD anything well. Like I'm not gonna say I hope that man get hurt. But I hope he never wins a championship. I hope LeBron leave on him. I hope Bronny get drafted by the Bucks and LeBron go play for the Bucks in 4 years and they never win a championship. I hope, or I hope the Pelicans get rid of that boy and then we turn into like kind of a super rich man's version of what Carmelo did for the Nuggets and end up a championship team because we got the number 1 overall pick from what AD got us and some pieces. Like that's what I hope. I hope that the Pelicans are in way better shape than they are now without AD.
I don't feel that. I don't feel that strongly about it. I don't want him to go nowhere, but I get it. I think it came off the brink of him, hurting his finger, whatever, all of that. It's sports. It's a business. The man got to make his money however he see fit and where he want to go. If you don't want to be down there with us, fuck you. Bye. Wish that man well. Do your thing. I just hope the Pellies play it right. Like, we can get a lot for AD. You know what I mean? I think we should be. I don't know who was our GM. Who's our GM?
Dale Demps.
Dale Demps.
I hope we play this situation right because we could get a lot for AD.
But he answered to Mickey Loomis, so that's that.
Yeah, I mean we can get a lot for that boy. I just hope we play the situation right. So all the cards on our table.
So a couple of things I'm gonna say about that, just to kind of piggyback on what y'all just said, which I think is interesting. I think that I definitely agree with Raj more that AD a hoe. And what I think is funny is that Raj, I was actually looking today on like eBay. I was about to buy a Chris Paul throwback New Orleans Hornets jersey because I think Chris Paul just kind of came back up from being somebody who I hate. Like Anthony Davis is at the bottom now, and Chris Paul's a little higher than him. If that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. Like time has healed the wounds of Chris Paul, and now it's like okay, Chris Paul is whatever. I think that in sports, when you have a rooting interest in a certain team, you're going to look at people in a like the truth is somewhere in the middle is what I was saying earlier. Like when people was asking us a couple of weeks ago, or months ago, or years ago, where's Anthony Davis? We'd say, man, it's LeBron James and then like Anthony Davis. Now, from time to time, like, oh no, Steph Curry might be better than him or James Harden might be better than him or whatever. But we still always had AD as like top 3, right? But people who weren't Pelicans fans were like, nah, he like top 10. He like number 7. And like we'd be like, oh no, that man like number 3, right? So now when you want to leave, it's kind of like you like, nah, that nigga probably like you start looking at it in reality and you say, what did he ever win for us? And even more so than that, NBA like you could like let me put it in NBA NFL terms that other people might be able to understand. If you have like, and I was talking to my partner, this podcast brought to you by DeAndre about this the other day, that like if you had like the best Khalil Mack. Right? The best, Aaron Donald. Who's more valuable? Him or Tom Brady and Drew Brees and and Patrick Mahomes, right? He might be better than them and have a better skill set at his position, but it's more important to have a better quarterback. Just like it's more important to have a better person with the ball in their hands. You want Paul George more than you want Anthony Davis.
Shit.
And we could agree to disagree on that. But when it's crunch time and we trying to beat somebody, then you like want Paul George with the ball. Want somebody with who gonna have the ball. Somebody got to get AD the ball. My whole point is,
okay, I get that.
He ain't never won us nothing.
No,
it's not like he ever won us nothing. So you're right about that. We should get stuff. What I disagree with you about, Los, is that whole Kuzma and Ball and Ingram and draft picks. Man, fuck the Lakers. I'm not about to get it. And I'm torn because I'm a LeBron fan.
Yeah.
So I want LeBron to do well, but not at Louisiana's expense. So at the end of the day, man, fuck the Lakers, man. I'll wait to see what the Celtics going to do. I'd rather Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown in picks than
let me tell you,
Ball in picks. And
let me tell you what
you can
what
flip
you
it
want.
a bunch of ways, man. Them boys could get like the 76ers picks. Them boys could do the boys could end up with Zion Williamson out of this. Like,
who got first pick?
Let me tell you what you want.
They can find out who has the first pick and trade Anthony Davis to them.
I'm all for that.
The first pick. Trade that man to the Cavs.
Exactly.
I'm all for that.
Let me tell you what you want for AD.
Shit. I was just saying. I'm all for that though. I'm all for getting Zion.
Well, one, and shout out. I don't think Ingram is a good basketball player at all. I think Ingram ain't that good. I think Kuzma's the best young player on that team, and I think that Ball is all right.
But Ball say he don't want to sign with us, so fuck it.
Yeah, Ball already don't want to come, so I don't want Ball. But here's what I'm saying. Here's what you want. You want draft capital, so you want a good player this year because it's a pretty deep draft, from what I understand. But also, what you want is, I don't know if this is very deep. Like, this might be too deep for the podcast and our listeners, but we want the 2020 first round draft pick from somebody. Because I don't know if you know anything about the 2020 draft in the NBA, but they're speculating that that's going to be the first year that they let high schoolers back into the league, right?
Yeah, next year.
So you want Melo?
So do you know what that means? Like, do you know
Melo
what that
Ball.
means from? No, that means that they're not only going to have high schoolers, but they're going to have one and dones as well. So that means that the draft prospects, it'll be doubled.
I got you.
Like the good players will be
Not necessarily
doubled
double,
because
but
not only you have one.
It'll be more.
Many niggas
Well,
come out
yeah,
of high
be more.
school that's ready for the league.
But
like that.
But it'll be.
I would,
It will be doubled. It will be doubled because you're gonna have that class of 20, and you're gonna also have the class of 21.
all of them not going straight to the league. But my thing would just be to
but
that
a bunch
rise.
of them will.
That's all. The only part I'm going to add to that and just kind of say is a little different is you want 19. You don't want 20. You do want 20 as well, but you definitely want 19 because 19 got them dogs. 19 got R.J. Barrett. 19 got Zion Williamson. 19 got that boy from like whatever that little small college is who dunking over people.
John Morant.
They got dogs.
Got a couple niggas at Kentucky. Got a couple out of Virginia. One out of Virginia that's nice.
They got dogs in college right now that you want. You want a couple of them. And this might be a little aside, and maybe y'all don't feel me on this, but I'm just gonna say this. I feel like DeMarcus Cousins played for the Pelicans for like 4 months. And he had the right personality and temperament for Louisiana to get behind.
It fit.
More than Anthony Davis did in 10 years with us. Like, I feel like people was ready to be like, we got Boogie. We got somebody for like a country boy from Mobile, Alabama who out here snarling.
It's a big old ass nigga with the permanent meme mug on.
That's more like look at the Saints. Look at what the type of players and professional athletes
the culture
that we
of the
like.
team
The culture we like. Yeah. We don't want. I mean, Anthony Davis was great. He was a great basketball player. Yeah. But if we could get dogs back for him,
some niggas.
That's all I'm saying.
So you saying you want?
I want a rich man's version.
2019.
I want a rich man's version of the Grizzlies. I want like a Zach Randolph type, a Gasol, a Mike Conley. I want some some Tony Allen.
We want you coming in here with all that Ferragamo, all that cute stuff on. Come in here with some little shoes on, little shirt, ready to ball.
I want Drew Holiday to be our Mike Conley / Tony Allen. Or whatever, Mike Conley, I guess is better. And I want, and maybe Jabba.
I like Tony Allen though.
Maybe Jabba comes Paul Gasol. But we need us. I
go to war with Tony Allen though.
We need us a Zach Randolph. We need some dogs, some more dogs
that can jump.
I think the Pelicans can be fine around this.
Yeah, I'm not upset about it like that.
You were right about the thing about we just gotta watch how we play it.
Yeah, I just want to get everything we supposed to get for that dude. Like if he want to sit out the rest of the time, fine. Yeah, really, I'm like you don't gotta play no more. That's cool.
You really don't have to play no more.
Like, fine. I mean, you want to leave?
You really shouldn't be on the sideline and stuff. We really don't even want to see you.
You don't got to play no more. But but don't think you about to hurry up and trade your ass though.
My only Pelicans jersey is an Anthony Davis though. So Raj, if you're getting a Pelicans jersey, who should that jersey be at this point that you feel kind of relatively sure?
Smooth, nice.
Oh, you're right.
CAP.
A big, what's personalized.
Because I don't know who. I've seen some things where it's like, man, if we trade Anthony Davis, we got to trade Drew Holiday too.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, and I wouldn't even be mad. I'd just be like, all right, whatever, it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, like you just said, it'd be we'd have to figure that out. But I mean, it's an interesting kind of thought exercise to find out what we could get back and just kind of think about that in those contexts. But yeah, like you said, don't get nobody on the jersey. Because that is the reason why I was looking at old Chris Paul jerseys today.
Throwback daddy.
A Mash Burn. A P.J. Brown.
P. Miller.
Ooh.
Chip Miller.
You know who else played for us, Raj? Lance Thomas, man. Look, we're going to see y'all again next week. Holla at your dog. Holla at your guala, man.
Excuse me.